Hello and welcome back. So I've got a Pomoly 902 Rhombus HammockHotTent. So these are going at the moment on Amazon for £80, which is a bit of a bargain. They're on the Pomoly website for 220 still. So when I noticed that, I just had to get it. So the pack size, massive, 60 centimetre in length, and then 16 by 16 on the side. It does weigh 6.6 kilogram, which is quite a lot, but it is absolutely huge. So you open it, you got your stove jack there, pop that to one side. You got some paracord. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using this as a ridge line or whether I'm going to use my other setup or not. I've not decided yet. I'll probably give them both a try. And in here, get 18 of these nice chunky pegs. When I first saw these, I thought they were going to be really flimsy because they're not the big black ones that I've got with my other Pomoly tent, but they are really, quite sturdy. And you get 8 little guy lines here, so they obviously need all putting on. Don't know why I've got 8, to be honest. I think there's only 6 that you need, but we'll have a look when it's set up. So what I'm going to do, put that to one side. Let's get this out. Now I did have it out earlier just to make sure everything was there, which is why it's covered in leaves. So you get a nice strap. Just undo that. This is what I mean by the size. Sorry if you can pick up any background noise, by the way. I'm not far from a road. Not a very big woods, this. So that one is the top. It is huge. So what I'm going to do is just get my... I'm not going to bother with a ridge line, like I said. I've got these things from my other tarp setup. So I'll just get these connected to either end, hook it around the trees, and then I'll bring you back, okay? So there we have it, hung up. Like I've said before, I use these little gadgety things, night eyes or whatever they're called. The weight of this, to try and get it on a ridge line, would be pretty difficult for me on my own, if I'm honest. But this seems to work fine. All I'm doing there is loosening it off, so oh, I'm going to stop messing with that. So these are where the little the guy lines go. So there's 3 on each side. I do really like the colour. I do it in green as well, but this is the one I wanted, so that's where the stove jack goes, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, what I'm going to do is I'll do a quick time lapse of me pegging it out and putting the guy lines on, and then bring you back and we'll have a proper look at it. So that's those tied on. Nothing special, just an everyday knot. I'll probably do a better one at some point when I use it properly. So I've given you 8 of those when you really need 12. So there's another 2 here. Now what I'm thinking, as soon as I got this out and started setting it up, I wonder if the one wind hammock tarp poles would work for this bit. But we'll have a look at that another day. Now, when it comes to Pomoly, they don't seem to enjoy giving you instructions on with these things. So I don't know if it's best to peg these ones out first or go to the end, because I know that the ends come in at a funny angle to make the shape. And it's just going to be a case of trial and error, I think. Hey, it's time lapse time again. Sorry about that time lapse. Couldn't really see a great deal, too close. Right, I think it might need to be a bit higher because this is a very, dangly. When I pull this out, yeah, Might have to do these and then peg the front out, because the door on this side is overlapping quite a lot. I mean, it's not going to make any difference once your hammock's in there, but what I'm going to do now is go around and do all these guy lines, and then we'll come back and have a proper look at it. And there we go. It's not the best pitch in the world. What I will say is, get whatever ridge line you're using, or whatever, however you're connecting it to the trees, it needs to be really tight. This was a good half a foot or so taller before I started pegging it out. It's not the best pitch, like I said. Some space in there. So this, just give you a quick walkthrough. They do give you enough pegs. You can have, I've got 2 spare for these middle bits here. Obviously, if you put in some extra guy lines here, you'll have to supply some pegs. So the stove jack, I like this. Instead of just giving you one that you've got to cut, a nice circle with extra padding there. And the gap between that really pleases me. Obviously, if you're not using it as a hot tent, cover it up. So obviously, like I said, not using it as a hot tent, you can cover it up. I've never been confident of them in the rain. There's a big hole in the tent, so that's not what it's for anyway. You get 2 little clips just here on either side. That's just to clip the door together. But if you've got it overlapped like this, you'll not need it. Obviously, your suspension system's just going to move around in there. It's never going to get cold enough in this country, in England, to warrant having everything all, all airtight, basically. Now, the hang of it isn't the best, and it doesn't please me, if I'm honest. But this is only a quick setup video. It's nothing. We've not got a hammock to put in there anyway at the moment, and don't even own a stove at this point. So all the guy lines are nice and thick. I mean, everything about this is heavy duty. Imagine if you had a tree somewhere over there and you could pull it out like that. That's why I think the one wing tarp poles across the top here connected to there to pull it up rather than out. I mean, I reckon I could tighten all this up a bit more, if I'm honest. Let's give it a go. So while I've been doing that, I have noticed this guy line here. Not sure if you can see that. It's already started to fray. This is literally the first time it has been pitched. So, yeah, and a peg on the this corner here. I mean, I've opened this up just to show you the space that's in there, and this peg already bent. So, as much as they do look sturdy, they they will fail on you sometimes. That shouldn't be a problem though. Pomoly are usually quite good at replacing stuff like that. So that's the spacing side. I love the orange glow in here. Like I've said, I could get a better pitch. It's just been chucked up. I mean, I can't even stand up in here. I'm hunched over. This is probably 5 foot high at this point, but you can get it to, I think, 6'2" is the maximum. I mean, I'm 6 foot, so all I want is to be able to walk around underneath without too many issues, without having to stoop down all the time. I've just noticed these little eyelets. They're quite cool. Get some kind of pole in there, and a little thing for a ridge line as well in there. So if you've got anything that needs drying or anything through. Well, I quite like these. They're full of little surprises, shall we say. I will include a link to this. I can't review it because I've never used it, and we're only in June, halfway through June at the moment. So sorry about that. So I'm not going to be using it until winter, well, autumn at least. My birthday's in October, so that might be the first time I get this out. Should have a stove by then. But I will have a couple of goes practicing pitching it before that as well, just to make sure that it's a lot sleeker than what I've done today. I'm just going to put it all away now. I'll do a quick time lapse of me breaking it down. Nothing special about it, but you know. Stuff does stick to the inside of these, but just sticks to the fabric in general. Look, loads of foliage, bits of dead leaves and stuff. I suppose you're using it in the wood, so it's to be expected. Thank you for watching again. And I hope you enjoy it. Any likes, subscribers, anything like that, gratefully received as always. And I will see you next time.